People should think twice before they decide to have kids.
I wouldn't be a fan of it actually.
Responsibility less.
Dinks are all the rage these days. Social media is flooded with hashtag dink.
When was the first time you heard of the term dink?
I think I heard somewhere on social media itself.
First time today.
It's basically double income and no kids.
So if they're happy being in the dink category, then great.
Think of a couple with 2 incomes and no kids, living life on their own terms. This is a choice that's catching on as more people focus on their personal growth, careers, and financial freedom. So let's ask people what they think about the dink lifestyle.
What do you think about the dink lifestyle?
People should think twice before they decide to have kids. The T is, I don't think a lot of people are set out to or have the credibility to become parents.
I think it is a good thing because when it's like dual income, usually they don't have time to focus on kids. I feel that it's very necessary for them to focus on kids, or else the kid will be left out just like that and he can't focus on anything, and I feel he'll have that FOMO forever.
Dual income, no kids, first of all, I wouldn't be a fan of it actually. I really do want kids of my own, but yes, I get the whole point of not wanting to spend on your kids. I've seen it in my family itself that a lot of my elders have gotten married but do not plan on having kids because they're traveling all around, though for work or for vacation or whatever it may be.
I think the dink lifestyle is becoming more common nowadays because with whatever new couple that I've seen coming across, almost all of them choose to not have kids. But I will say though that I've only seen this thing in tier 1 cities like Bangalore or Mumbai. I haven't seen it exactly in like cities that like tier 2 to tier 3 cities.
So let's take a closer look at what makes the dink lifestyle stand out. There are some things about this choice that can really change the way you live. So let's dive in and see why it works for so many people.
What do you think are the advantages of being a dink couple?
Mostly it's traveling together. Yeah, travel is what I live for at least. I think the income definitely helps, and I think having no children kind of gives you that edge. And yeah, you still stay young, I guess. If you don't have any kids, you're still young at heart.
The biggest benefit of being a dink couple is that you guys get to spend on yourselves and you get to think more with regards to how you're spending your money. And I also feel like you won't have the burden, because it's not just a financial burden, it's an emotional burden to raise a kid. I think the wrong thing is that people just look at it from a financial point of view. With regards to the financial aspect, it's become exponentially more expensive to raise kids because of the cost of inflation going up. And education is one of the primary things that has been used.
All the advantages and disadvantages of having a kid, not having a kid will come into play. So from a familial or psychological perspective, of course, it depends on whether you want to have kids or not, then it's either a great thing or it's not. But I'm happy that women are getting to go to work and earn in their own choice and freedom. So it provides more liberty and leeway for the woman in the household to have her say. So perhaps in the past, a lot of women were burdened with childbirth and taking care of kids when many of them probably didn't want to do it. But having the financial independence gives them some say in the family backdrop to decide on whether to have kids or take care of them or whatnot. So that way I would say dual income is great.
You can focus on yourself, your career, your growth.
There's just more freedom. You're less anxious about looking after your child. Your life doesn't revolve around, your kids or anything. You're at your own free will. You can do whatever you want anytime you want.
Though there are a lot of perks to choosing this lifestyle, it might not always be easy and it comes with its own set of challenges. Dinks might deal with a lot of pressure from society and feel lonelier when they get older. Choosing not to have kids is a very personal thing.
What are some disadvantages of choosing the dink lifestyle?
I mean, again, I would say it's completely individualistic, but perhaps, I don't know, people who crave kids and don't have them maybe feel bad about it.
Some people after a while of living this lifestyle may realize that, okay, maybe I do need kids. They might be seeing other people their same age, or if I see my peers having a nice, happy life with a kid of their own, and I don't have any, it might obviously make me feel a little bit left out, and it's like a FOMO thing.
Sure, it's a new lifestyle that is just, started coming to India or whatever. Yeah, although as you'll say, as much as you would want to say that society's thoughts and opinions don't matter, but it really does affect our life. If I come home and say, oh, I want to be a dink someday, My mom's not going to agree to that. Parpota chahiye, like grandkids and all that.
There might be chances they regret it at some point, just like I told, when you reach a point like you achieved all your goals or, you traveled enough and all that, there might be a point you feel saturated in the relationship and there's like nothing to drive you forward. There might be a point like that where you might feel this was like a bad decision.
As more couples focus on their own happiness and question traditional roles, the dink lifestyle is changing the way modern relationships look. So is this just a trend or part of a bigger cultural shift? Let's find out.
Do you think the dink lifestyle is a temporary trend or a lasting shift in society?
It's not a trend. I think it's a shifting pattern. I mean, if you see, maybe 50, 60 years ago, people are out here having 8 children, 10 children and all of that. And that's drastically reduced as time goes on. So I think it's not a trend, it's more of a shift from being more child focused or like family focused to becoming a little bit more selfish, which is what our generation is. So I think that's what it's changing right now. And it's not a trend, it's a shift in the way people think and the way people are gonna live.
It might be a temporary trend because we can see the dink couples, increasing nowadays, in the past few years. There might be a point when, people feel this is not a lifestyle which suits them, and there might be chances we go back to the old type of living which we had, like having a family, like family, kids and all that. Yeah, it might be a temporary trend.
I think it's been there ever since women started to going to work, which I would generalize saying post World War II. This category is going to be there, but I don't think I have enough data to say that whether it's going to be a trend or not.
I think it's a part of evolution, because if there is no change, you can't progress, right? So everybody has their own set of beliefs, everybody has their own way of evolving. So maybe it's a part of a trend, you could say that as well, but it's more of a lifestyle that people want to adapt to because it's more convenient to their suits and needs. Because India as a country is also evolving from the set in stone ways that we were brought up in.
I totally think it is a shift. Like a lot of couples who I met, either basically they don't want to get married, that's the first point. And even after marrying, it's like they don't want to have. So I think it is going to be a major shift.
See, I won't say it's a temporary trend or a societal shift. It's all one to his own. There are going to be very few people who would, adapt to this lifestyle. It'll take time for, the trend to actually set in. There are many more people over here who don't even know the term dink. So it's coming. Let's see. Who's to say?
In the end, whether you decide to have kids or not, the key is to live life on your own terms and do what makes you happy.